Hey, this is Johnny King, and thanks for checking out Merch Lister Pro. I just wanted to make this video kind of as a little bit slower, more in-depth, probably a little bit longer video on how to use Merch Lister Pro and all of its different features. And so yeah, hang on for the ride, and we'll kind of go through each thing step by step. And if you have any questions afterward, definitely just throw them into the Merch Guild Facebook group or send me a message on Facebook. So we'll jump right in. Whenever you first purchase Merch Lister Pro, you're going to get this pop-up. It says thank you. You can go ahead and view the product there, or you're going to get an email. It'll look a little bit different than this because this is a test email. But if you just click View Product, it'll bring you to the same screen, and you're going to be on this screen. And what you want to do is go ahead and just download both of these. These are the bonus profiles. We're not going to go through those today. Those are just a kind of a bonus for you guys to check out, like kind of a template. Best practice, something like that. So when you download the PDF link, it's going to give you your link to download Merch Lister Pro, and then a tutorial video that explains the extension in more detail, which is actually going to be this video. Whoa, it's like time travel. Okay, so just go ahead and click on that link, and it's going to bring you to your personalized link to add Merch Lister Pro to Chrome. So go ahead and just add that to Chrome. You do need to be on the Chrome browser in order to install Chrome extensions. I'll just heads up on that. So go ahead and add the extension. And I'm doing a fresh install for you guys. So we're going to pull that over here and make it a little bit easier to use. Okay, so whenever you first download the Merch Lister Pro extension, it's going to be blank inside. There's going to be no profiles. So the way Merch Lister Pro works is that it uploads, or it adds all of the listing data from a profile that you've built into the listing data on a merch shirt. So we'll kind of go through this step by step as we're making a shirt. So let's go ahead and just upload a design real quick. Let's go to my desktop. Use my test design. Wait for that to upload. Okay. All right, so the first thing that Merch Lister Pro can do is it can help you select colors. This is one of the things that I ran into, that I use the same colors on a lot of shirts. It's pretty repetitive to me, and so I know a lot of people think, hey, you only have to click like 5 or 6 things, because most people will sell on men, women, and youth. I know I do for everything, and then to choose the 5 colors and click Save. So the first thing that Merch Lister Pro will do is it will help you select a color profile. So the way we set up a color profile, so we go back to the Merch Lister Pro extension, and you can close this out and reopen it using the icon anytime you want, and it'll save the data. Go ahead and open the colors profile menu, and this is the color selector tool, and we're just going to click Add Profile. And so this is the part where you can add a color profile. What I like to do is I like to name the profiles, kind of something that's going to give me an idea of which profile I'm choosing, a good identifier. So I like to choose standard. So basically which t-shirt type, so standard or premium. So in this one's going to be standard, and I go dark. And that means that I'm going to choose 5 dark colors. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's say 5. There we go. The shortcut is for the keyboard shortcut. So this can be letters or numbers. I typically just use numbers for these because I usually don't have more than maybe 5 or 6 color shortcuts at once. So I'm just going to type 1, and then I'm going to keep this as standard. If you want to keep it as standard, you don't have to select it. It's by default. And then I'm going to choose men, women, and youth for the fit type because I want to have all 3 of those. And then I'm going to change the list price to, let's say, $19.97. All right, we'll save that. Okay, and so now that we have this, there's two ways to input this onto the screen once you're here. The first is that you can use the context menu. So what the context menu is if you right click on the screen, this little menu that opens up is called the context menu. And if you go down to where it says color selector tool, it's going to have your profiles for the colors. So right here it says standard dark, and you can click on that, and it'll automatically input your color choices, men, women, children, your price, and the fact that you have standard. And we can go ahead and make one more to kind of show you how you can toggle between different profiles. So we're going to call this one Premium Bright, and we'll just make this shortcut number 2, and we'll make it a premium t-shirt, and we're going to choose pink, orange, purple, lemon, and red. And we'll say this one is just men and women's, and put that at $21.97, just to kind of illustrate the ability to change all the fields to something different. So now we have the second one. Go back to this. We'll go ahead and close these. And so now you can right click, and you'll see that you have a second profile. You can change it to Premium Bright, change it to Premium, takes away the U, changes the price, so it puts on all the selectors. Now if you want to use the keyboard shortcuts, how we added the number 1 and the number 2, all you have to do to use those is click on the data field, and the only data field that's on this page is the list price. So if you click here, the extension knows that you want to enter a keyboard shortcut. So from this, you can just press 1, and you'll see how on the price it adds a 1 really quickly and then changes it to $19.97. Or if you press 2, then it'll change you back over to that one. So you go, so we'll click here and press 1 or press 2, and you can toggle back and forth those as fast as you want, and those will work for you. So once you've picked out the profile that you want to use, so let's go ahead and say that we're going to use the premium one here. Go ahead and hit save and select, or save selection and continue. And then we get to the add product details page. So on this page, you have all of your regular listing details, and that is where we're going to go back to the main menu. So if you just click open merch, then it's going to open the merch profiles. So right now we don't have any. So there's two ways to select a merch profile. You can add a profile with the add profile button, or you can use a CSV import. So we're going to go through both of those real quick. So to add a profile, you just click the add profile button and fill in the information. So we'll just make a real quick profile. We'll say this is the Merch Lister Pro test tees. And then, let's see, Merch Lister Pro test shirt. Okay, and one of the cool things about the add profile button or fields is that it has the same character limits as Amazon. So if you try to add a bunch of extra characters to this, it's going to stop you from going over whatever the character limit is on Amazon. So that doesn't cause you any problems. The shortcut works the same. I like to use letters instead of numbers for my shortcuts on the shirts. And so I'll just say I like to go Q and then go W, E, R, and just kind of go across the keyboard. And then let's change the list price. Let's say I want to do $22.97, and we'll go cool bullet 1, neat bullet 2, and really nice description. Okay, and so once we have all those fields, we'll go ahead and hit save, and our profile is going to pop up there. So we'll make just one more of those really quick to kind of be able to toggle through that. So then we're going to call, let's say that we want to do one for under a different brand name. Say we're doing one for Mike's Pizza Shop. So say cool pizza shirt. We're going to call this shortcut W. Mike's going to list his premium shirts out a little bit less, so we'll say $18.97. And say Pizza Bullet 1, Pizza Bullet 2, and Pizza Features. Okay, we'll go ahead and save that. All right, so now that we have a couple profiles in here, we can add those into the shirt data. So there's two things you can do. Like I said, you can use the context menu again. So here it's going to say Merchants to Pro instead of color selector, and it's going to have your two shirt profiles that we've made. Now, these are right now they're being sorted by the brand, and so if you have multiple shirts under the same brand, then you might want to go in here and hit this toggle switch, and it'll change it to being sorted by title. And that way, when you hit the context menu, it'll show you what the title is and not the brand, because I know I like to run a lot of things under the same brand. So if you hit MLP test shirt, it's going to go like that. And then conversely, if you go to Cool Pizza t-shirt, it's gonna add in all those features. Or you can use the keyboard shortcuts. So and you can click on any field to add a keyboard shortcut. So if you click here and press Q, it's going to push us over to the first one. You press W, it's going to push us back to Mike's Pizza Tees. And at that point, you would just be able to save and continue, and go ahead and save that shirt. Now I do want to walk through a couple other features of the extension. Let's say that you want to use the CSV import feature. What I recommend doing first is you can click here to get CSV for modification, and it's going to download a blank template file. And so in the template, it's going to have it to where you put in your brand name, you put it in your title, your price, your features, your description, and your keyboard shortcut. If you want to save the profiles you already have, then you want to include those in that. And so instead of clicking Get CSV for Modification, you just want to click on Export. And what that'll do is that'll open up a CSV file that has the same information, but it's going to have the profiles that you currently have already input in there. And that's an important thing to note, because if you import a CSV into the tool and you don't include the current profiles that you have, it will delete those. It'll overwrite them. Another kind of best practice I recommend to people is, like, every so often, just export your profiles and put them into a folder on your computer. That way you just have those saved somewhere. I put mine on a network drive, so if my computer crashes, I still have my profile. So, or if I want to install Merchants to Pro on a different computer, I have it on my laptop and on my desktop computer. None of the profiles are saved online, and that's just a security feature. I asked people whenever I first made the extension, would you rather these be saved in the Chrome extension to where you can access them from any computer, or would you rather them be saved locally on your computer, so that there's no possibility of someone being able to get into your account and take your data? And it was overwhelmingly everyone wanted it to be stored locally. And so if you want to put your profiles onto another one of your computers, you'll actually have to export that and then email that CSV file to yourself and then import it. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and just we're going to open up this, and we're going to add another couple profiles. So we're going to say we're also opening it up for we're going to do a shirt for Paul's Tire Shop, and the title is going to be tire shirt. We're going to do that one at $19.97. And we're just going to keep the same bullet points from this one, so we can copy that and paste it in. And then we're going to use E as the shortcut there. And then we're going to go, let's see here, Luke's medical clinic. Let's do that. And then doctor shirt. Let's say we want to do that one really cheap. We'll go $14.97. We're going to put the same bullet points, inscription, and then we're going to just use R. Oop. for that one. Okay, so now we're going to save this. I'm going to put it on my desktop. So I'm going to say go ahead. All right, so we got those saved. So we can close that down. And then to pull those files in, we're just going to click on the import button. And we're going to find those on my desktop. There we go, MLP test profiles. And it's going to go ahead and open up all of those. And so all those will be in there. And you'll see as soon as those are loaded in, they're going to show up into your context menu. And you're going to be able to go toggle through those using your keyboard shortcuts. Oh, T is not one of them. So we got Q, W, E, and R. And you see how everything changes. Now there are a couple other features that you can use. One of the things I wanted to show you is the character limit doesn't apply on the CSV. So the CSV, being an Excel file, it can't stop you from making your shirt title or your. So let's just say that we want to let's add a bunch of extra data into here. Oops. So we'll just make this brand really long. We'll do the same thing to the title. We just want to make it really long so it's over the character limit on Amazon. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So if you import something and it has a problem because it's over the character limit that Amazon allows for the brand name or the title, it's going to throw up one of these little exclamation points, and it's going to say, okay, the max length for this field is 50 characters, so you can't do that. And so what you'll do at this point is you can use this button down here. That's the edit profile button. And if you click that, it's going to open the profile up, and then you can just change whatever you want to in there and then save it. Let's go ahead and say, well, we're going to make this a little bit more expensive. We're going to go $23.97 and click that. It's going to load again, and then it'll be good. You'll see that. And then if we go Q, let's change the price so it's good to go. Some other features that we have here are, we'll just go through these one at a time. You have these up and down buttons. If you want to rearrange the order that these are in this list, but that are also in the context menu, then you can use that. So let's say we want Mike's Pizza Teas to be on top. Click that. Now that one's on top. And whenever you open the context menu, Mike's Pizza, the pizza teas will be on the top. Conversely, you could also just drag these. Makes it a little bit easier. The green button tells you if it is currently enabled in the context menu or not. So you can say, all right, well, I'm going to disable that one. I'm going to disable that one. And that way, whenever you look in the context menu, only the ones that you have enabled are showing up. You also have this button up here for the ability to disable all the shirts. And then you can just choose one that you want, and it'll be the only one that shows up. So there you go. Or you can disable all and enable all. And then this red button is the dangerous one, because this will remove a profile. And so this isn't just disabling it. That means that one's going to be gone. So say that you're like, I don't want this anymore. You delete that, and it's gone. And that's not recoverable, so be careful with the red X. It's also another reason why I export my data every once in a while, because if for some reason, I left my Merch Lister Pro window open and my 2-year-old came in and got in my desk and said, ooh, I'm going to click all the buttons, she could really cause some damage to my profiles in that regard. So we see here, we've gone through the color menu, the export, import, enable all, disable all, title, add profiles, yeah, all of the buttons. And so really that is how Merch Lister Pro works. The way that I like to use it, honestly, is I will upload, like I will I'll open, oh, my alarm's going off. I'll open several menus by just middle clicking on this create button. And so I might upload 5 or 6 shirts at the same time. And so let's say I'm going to upload this test shirt. I'll go upload. Let's say we want to upload this 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I'd go ahead and get all of these to the color screen. Now, if I uploaded the same design 4 times, it would be because I have 4 color profiles. And so, let's see here. I'll just make 2 more of those real quick. Test 3. We'll make the shortcut 3. And we'll just say this is a standard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll add number 4. And we'll say this number 4. Choose 5 colors. We'll make that premium. And just for men. And we'll make it cheaper. Okay. So then, if I already have those in there, I have all my shirts, uploaded. This screen, I'm just gonna come in and press 1 and hit save. And then click over. I'll press 2, save. I'll click here, press 3, and save. Click here and press 4, and save. And then since I already have my my profile set up, I'll just come in here and press Q, which is generally like the first one on my list. And I'll scroll down and save that. And I'll generally have a secondary profile that is for the premium shirt. So I'll go ahead and press R, and that'll be my premium one. And then let's say, oh, this one's premium too. We'll press Q. And we'll press R. Up. This one, it's not going to work because the description isn't long enough. But then, yeah, as you go through there, I mean, it goes that fast. And you just hit save and select, and then you go through. Yeah, it's going to tell me it's not long enough. You want to make sure that there's a restriction on the character limit in the description for 2,000 characters, but there isn't a limit on the 75 characters. So it doesn't restrict you from doing it, and so I'll probably go ahead and get that updated to where it needs to be between 75 and 2,000. So we'll go ahead and put that in a future update. But so yeah, that's how the extension works. It makes uploading lots of shirts fast, and I know a lot of people who train their VA who uploads for them on how to use this, and so it saves them money on how much they pay their VA, because their VA is able to upload a lot of shirts a lot faster. So like I said, if you have any questions, definitely join the Merch Guild Facebook group and add any questions into that group, or send me a direct message on Facebook, or you can also just send me an email to johnny@killingitonamazon.com. And if you watch this whole video, 2 thumbs up and a miniature parade for you for sticking it out through a 25-minute video. Well, all right. Well, I appreciate you guys taking a look, and have a great day. Keep crushing it.